Welcome to Simple Food, Simple Life. Today we're going to make oven croutons.
Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Thanks for joining me today. I just got back from the chiropractor, so I feel pretty doggone good. Do any of you go to the chiropractor? I do. I think that what they do is absolutely tremendous for a person's health. That's just me. I'm not paid to say that, by the way. Today we're going to make some croutons in the oven. Now, I have had this bread in the freezer, and it was a partial loaf. So evidently it got shoved to the back. You know how things can happen, and it's just, you know, it's not freezer burnt, but I just decided it's really not good enough for sandwiches or whatever. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to make some croutons. Now, these croutons can be kept in a container. You don't have to refrigerate them after they're done. They can also, you can use them in soups. You can use them in to top casseroles. You can use them on a salad. It's whatever you want. These are going to be nice and crispy. Now, I'm going to use some olive oil on them. That's what's in there, trust me. And I'm going to use some Parmesan cheese. I don't have that much Parmesan left, but I'm going to probably use all or most of that. Now, do you know that these shaker tops from the Parmesan cheese, you can use them on your ball canning jars, on your mason jars? Yep, you can. How handy is that? So I've actually been hanging on to these and using them for that purpose. Just gotta wash them really well because you don't want everything to smell or taste like Parmesan, right? Okay. And also we'll put a little bit of salt on there too. So I'll show you this real quick, and honestly, this is all I do. I just stack them up and cut them. You can see this is not necessarily that fresh. It's actually easier if you work with bread that is less fresh. You can do this with any kind of bread that you have. It doesn't make any difference. Chances are, if you've got that bread, you like it anyway, and you can use it. So, I'm just cutting them up. Cut them up as big as you want. I don't mind if they're a little chunky. And honestly, let's see if we can cut it one more time. That's all there is to it. It's just that easy. And I use a serrated knife, which makes it much easier if you use a serrated knife. Now then, right here I have a pan that is lined with parchment paper, and I'm putting the croutons in there. There we go. I don't want them too crowded, but I think I am going to be able to do another stack. Let's see how we do here. When I get these cut, then I'll show you. I hope they all fit. Well, I got all three stacks in there. Admittedly, they are crowded, but that's okay. Oh, that means my oven is preheated to 350. And in thinking about it, I think I'm going to take it up to 375. All right, now then, let's bring this over here, and I'm going to sprinkle some olive oil on here and give them a good toss. good shake. Now, I'm not going to put the Parmesan on here until they start toasting. And the reason for that is I don't want them to get too dark too fast. So, now, because my pan is very crowded, I will have to toss these more frequently, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my timer. Oh, you hear that thunder? It's getting ready to storm here. Because they're crowded, I will have to toss them more frequently. So what I'll do, I'll just set my timer on to toss them about every, say, 7 to 10 minutes. And I am going to sprinkle a bit of salt on here, because that's going to make them taste delicious. The cheese will be a little bit salty as well, but that's okay. Alright, this is just a good way to use up your stale bread. Sometimes that happens, and I don't like to throw things out, so we're just going to use what we have, and we are going to make some croutons. Alright, I'm going to pop these in the oven, and just set my timer for 7 to 10 minutes, and I'll just stir them around intermittently until they're nicely, evenly, they start to get golden, and then we will add the Parmesan. Okay. Okie doke. Now, I took them out twice. I tossed them twice. And like I said, put them in there about 7 to 10 minutes. These are, and the second time I took them out, I put the Parmesan on top of them and tossed them in the Parmesan. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just taste one, because I want to see about the seasoning, and I want to see how absolutely crispy they are. Now, here's one that's a little bit lighter in color. Okay. Tastes pretty good, but it's not crispy enough. It's still soft in the center. Let me try one of these other ones. Here's one. It's a little darker. See the difference? They need to be in there a little bit longer. I'm going to put some more Parmesan on top. And I'm going to put it back in. Now, I don't think I mentioned, these should be on the top rack, which is in the middle of the oven. So they don't burn. But trust me when I say it is essential that you give them a toss every now and again. Whoop, that one escaped. And you can see they are shrinking up a little bit because they're a little less crowded than they were. So I'm just going to spread them out a little bit more. I'm not going to toss them too much right now, and that's where the parchment paper comes in handy. The parchment paper actually keeps them from getting too dark too fast. They're getting there, and they're delicious. Oh, I think a little more salt is due. So these have been in for right around 25-30 minutes. I'm going to put them in for another 10 minutes, and then we will see what we've got. I put them in, I took them out again real quick because I decided I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more olive oil on them. This is just extra virgin olive oil. Now, that's the beauty of cooking. You can take a dish or recipe. This really isn't a recipe. You can take it and absolutely make it your own. You don't have to put these same ingredients on here. If you don't want to use olive oil, use butter. If you don't want to use the Parmesan, skip that. But I do recommend you use some kind of fat. You can put basil or garlic or other seasonings on here if you like. A little cayenne pepper. Just do whatever you like. Make them taste the way you want. And not only are these good on salads, soups, casseroles, honestly, they're good to just eat as a snack. Kids like these. They like to grab them and just eat a few. That one's calling my name right there. Awesome. All right, back in the oven. Well, here you go. They're pretty good. What do you think? I'm glad I put a little more olive oil on them. I think it helped to crisp them up. So basically, just do whatever you feel when it comes to these and make them as dark or as golden as you want. But I do recommend that you bake them until they're crispy, okay? Because that way they're going to hold up longer. Now, storage. You can store them in a zip bag. You can store them in a canister with a good lid. You can store them in mason jars. You can store them in, whatever container you have that has a good fitting lid on it. These can be stored in the cabinet, in your cupboard. And I would recommend maybe you can keep them maybe a week or so, but they won't last that long. They will get eaten. And they might even get eaten by you. I'm just saying. Okay? All right. That's it. Let me taste one of these. Let's see what we got. Oh. That's good. It's crispy through. And that's what we want. Okay? All right. That's it. I hope you give this a try. And if you've got some stale bread, any kind of bread really, just go ahead and use it. And you'll enjoy them, believe me. And you will actually use them a lot more than you think you will. Okay? All right, listen. I love you. If I can do this, you can do it, right? I know you can because I got faith in you. And you know what? If you like this, hit the like button. If you don't like it, then give it a thumbs down. That's okay too. And be sure and comment, subscribe, and share this because everybody needs to know how to do this stuff, right? All right. I love you. And you know, as always, little is much when God is in it. All right? Okay. I will talk to you later. Bye.